Moth.
Round 2.
Let's not tell everyone that we've already recorded an episode, but the technical gremlins have ruined it for us.
On the most hungover.
Yeah, we're
I've ever
both
been in my life.
hanging out of our arses. I'm here in body but not in soul. And now I've got to record the episode all over. I did really well not to get angry then.
Yeah.
Really well. Yeah. So we're talking about networking with intention, the do's and don'ts of networking.
Especially, well, I'm guessing when this goes out, everybody will have already had their Christmas parties, but I feel like...
Yeah. Well, we invited clients to ours.
Yeah.
And fucking hell. I mean, one of them said to me, I'm glad I haven't got a Martha, but she's great.
I don't even know what that means.
We both know what that means.
Is that a compliment?
I think so. Yeah.
A boat race definitely happened.
No one knows what that is.
A race just for downing beer.
Yeah, but also, you lot had tactics. My team, useless. You all poured your drinks into glasses.
I didn't, and I told them not to do that. That was cheating.
Yeah, it was very upsetting, because when it got to me and Wardy, his was in a glass and mine was in a bottle.
Yeah, that was not...
I was like pouring it, and it was just pouring down my face. Because I was like, I'm going to torpedo this. And then Ben was like, you can't torpedo, that's cheating. And then Wardy put his in a glass.
Oh, it was...
Wardy.
Wardy, we came out to
yeah,
play.
well, we've got a client called Ian Ward, and Pandite has got an alter ego called Wardy.
That it hasn't been out since his best mate stag do.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
When was that?
Don't know.
Well, we found him.
Details. Yeah, we found him. But he was up swimming this morning.
If his partner's listening, Lou, he was very well behaved. He was just good fun. And he did get up to go swimming this morning.
Which I cannot repeat on this podcast, but I'll tell you later.
Really? Jesus Christ. He loves the waltzers, I know that.
That's what it was about.
The waltzers.
That's what it's about.
Oh, he told me a story about a traveller.
Yeah.
Getting belted by a waltzer and going flying. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't make the waltzers. They look good, though.
Waltzers was great.
Bumper cars.
Dodgems was great, yeah, bumper cars.
Mine had a mind of its own. I think maybe they were controlling them.
No, it's if you turn the steering wheel 180 degrees, everything goes in the opposite direction. You have to, like, spin it right back round.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they just thought I was too drunk, and then so they just kept shooting me backwards. Away from everybody else.
So, why do you need to network with intent? I've never made you go to, like, a breakfast network meeting.
No. That would be out of my comfort zone.
I did book you into one, and then neither of you went. That was fun.
I like networking within, I feel like I'm a pretty good networker.
You are, yeah.
But networking locally, I don't know, gives me the heebie-jeebies.
So I think when people say networking, they hear this like, all sit round a table, each to a 60-second elevator pitch, eat a stale bacon sandwich.
Is that not what it is?
Yeah, well, that is what it is, but it shouldn't be, because like you would be, like, I mean, I did that for like 8 years. Then you'd go and you'd be like, right, let's all go through the motions. No work actually gets passed around. It's just a bit shit. And now I'm a bit like, almost like, what can I invite my clients to? What can I invite my prospects to? Like, what can I do that my prospects are doing to get to know them better? And there's way more intent. But also, you end up spending time with like-minded people, and it's quite nice working with like-minded people.
Yeah. Well, some of our best, well, we don't have favourites, but like some of our longest standing clients have come from you networking at masterminds.
Yeah, Christ, have I networked in the last few years. Yeah, big time. But like Lofty, and he won't mind me mentioning him, left us as a client, and then we just so happened to be in the same mentorship together, and we were climbing Snowdon together, and we bonded over shared pain.
And he's back.
And he's back, yeah. And it literally was. He didn't know me. He knew Andy when Andy was still here. And I was like, oh, what happened? He's like, oh, we had a good financial result, but I just didn't feel like me and Andy aligned. And I was like, oh, right, okay. I was like, Anything I can do? He was like, well, probably worth us having a chat, but to be fair, mate, like, we're a bit pissed off. I was like, okay. And then we did have a chat, and he was like, oh, you're actually really sound. Like, why don't we just go for it?
Yeah.
And like, we're like smashing it for him. It's ace.
Yeah, he is ace as well.
He's on holiday at the moment. He would have been a good one to invite to the Christmas party, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, if he wasn't away, I think
Yeah, he'd have been a good laugh. But like that intention, like what have I done? Well, this year I've taken a client to LA.
Miami?
Yeah,
that
I
wasn't
didn't
me.
take him. You came to Miami to network with other people. But yeah, took a client to LA, got to know him really well. Like, that's intent.
Yeah.
I know not everyone can do that, but you can. There's things you can do. Like when someone says, "Oh, like we could do with 5 minutes. Should we catch up?" We're like, "Well, we could do 5 minutes, or should we meet for lunch?
Yeah.
Or should we go for a pint? Or like, do you fancy coming to the football at the weekend? Or oh, I heard you do park run. I do park run on Saturday too. I've never seen you there. Why don't we grab a coffee afterwards?" Like, you can sort of set the tone for successful networking. And like the thing that I find that works really well for me is just being unapologetically me. And it either detracts people, which is fine, like pushes them away, that's cool. Or people are like, oh, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Like we've just brought on a new client, an accountant, and she's been around us for like 12 months. And she says, what happens now? And she was sort of quite, because she knew Andy, so she was like, obviously Andy's not there, what happens now? I was like, well, I'm going to send you an outline of what we can do. Obviously, I'll honour the quote that you had before. Working with me is a bit different. I'm quite direct. I'll like hold you accountable. I'm like the most serious, silly person you'll ever meet. And she was like, okay, cool, get it. And then I was like, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you this proposal, and tomorrow I'm going to voice note you. And if you ghost me, you're dead to me. She's like, I won't ghost you. I was like, well, you've said it now. Voice noted her the next day. She was like, shitting myself a bit, but I've just paid. I was like, yes. Like,
Love that.
like you've got to have some rapport. And like, you got to like think about other people. And like, I just jumped on a call now with Coffee Paul, as we call him, the sponsor of this podcast. And he said he said something like, people recognise that you do a lot for other people. And I said, well, I didn't know that they did. And he was like, well, they do. And he's like, well done, mate. I was like, oh, thanks, Coffee Paul. But like, that's networking.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's no such thing as a selfless act. Like, I like helping other people big time. Like, it's what gets me out of bed in the morning. But I do like to think that good deeds come back to you as well.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking love Christmas, so I completely went OTT on what the Christmas party was meant to be.
I've just remembered something that happened on the Christmas party.
Go.
I don't know if I can say, because
Oh.
she listens.
Caitlin?
No, with the auction.
Oh, have you only just remembered?
I've just remembered that.
She doesn't listen to the podcast.
Okay.
None of them do. Yeah, so my wife loves nature and like works for a zoo. She's part of BR's, the British.
There's a spider on your mic.
Is there?
Is that going to be noisy?
No. Oh yeah. Hey, Mr. Spider. Speaking of which, she loves spiders. She's part of the British and Irish Association of Zoos and Aquariums. She's quite a big deal in that world. And
She spoke at the House of Parliament?
Spoke at the Houses of Parliament. She did speak at the Houses of Parliament, yeah. My wife is a bit of a fucking legend in the wildlife world. And there was a silent auction at the party we were at yesterday. And you could bid on like signed photos. And they had like Ronaldo, Messi, Mike Tyson, boxing glove. They had some like, they had Harry Styles, didn't they?
Yeah, signed Harry
Jason
Styles.
didn't bid on that for you, Martha. Just saying.
No.
Anyway, this guy won a signed photo montage of David Attenborough. So some charity is getting a chunk of change. And surprise, Hannah, there is a parcel coming. And it's a signed photo montage.
Is it going to be for her birthday?
Well, her birthday's tomorrow, so it ain't going to come in time. They said it wouldn't come before Christmas.
Why couldn't you just take it with you? Why have
They
got
didn't have it there. They probably still got to get David to sign it.
Well, they better hurry up because
Here we have 7
imagine they have to
photographs
refund you because he's
that
died.
I need to sign.
How many? Do you reckon they do the same thing every
Dear
week?
Hannah.
Yeah, did they ask for a message?
No, they asked for my credit card. Literally, that was it.
When
And
they
even
came
then,
over,
that
it was
didn't
scary.
work.
I thought they were about to. I thought they were going to kick you out.
People came over to me 4 times last night, and all 4 times it was nice things. But I was like, and every time I went, "Are you Joel Stone?" It's like, yeah.
Is it because I look like Joel Stone, or like what? How do you know?
I thought I was being pranked. I was like, what has like Ian or Ben done? Are you Joel
Warning.
Stone? Because we've got 4 bottles of rum behind the bar with your name on. Oh god.
Was it 4?
No,
Oh.
that's a joke. It was 1 bottle of rum and 1 bottle of tequila, 6 bottles of wine, 20 bottles of beer, and whatever else we had.
Anyway, networking with intention.
Yeah, buy David Attenborough photos.
If you want happy wife.
Well, but the thing, there's
thoughtful.
an element to that too, right? Like, I didn't do it. Like, I wasn't loud about it. It wasn't like I was like telling everyone around us that I bid on it.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I just did it on the sly because it was a good thing to do for charity on the evening, and I'm hoping, like, you know,
Probably worth something.
don't fuck with karma. Basically, that's kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the don'ts of networking? Like, what about getting so battered that you form a 20-person conga line at the Christmas party, Martha? Because I don't see loads of inquiries flying in today.
You don't know yet. There was one guy who's locked into that conga line.
Like one guy at the back of your little troop was loving life.
He's going to be a client. There would have been some good potential clients there.
Do you know what I thought, right? The age demographic was young. Like, what the fuck do all these people do? It wasn't like a cheap night.
No. Well, I think some people like
people
who don't have a Christmas party. Like I was chatting to a guy who's a police officer, and so they just got like 10 of their 10 of the officers to
250 quid each.
Wow. I don't know.
Fucking
Maybe they
hell.
get a discount, blue light.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Maybe they did the doors on the way in.
Yeah, maybe. But that's what I mean. Like, there was some, like, it was young, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, Jesus. Even like, maybe all of the companies were just like, we've bought a table at this. Who wants to go? And all the young people say yeah, and all the old people are like, no, I'd rather spend time with my family.
Yeah.
Which
On
fine.
a Wednesday.
Yeah, I get it. But I thought it was wicked. Anyway, don'ts networking. So, I think the one thing I see a lot of people do is be overly self-promotional.
Yeah.
So they just like bang on about the features of their business, which are no different to the features of every other fucking accountant in the land or whatever it might be. When actually it's like, talk about how you've helped people or talk about how you could help someone specific in that room. And then people will be like, oh yeah, I've got that problem. Or talk about the pain that you know certain people in the room are in. Rather than banging on about your new whiz bang feature.
And I guess you can have, I don't know, like when you first got into networking, did you have like 3 go-to lines? If like,
Oh God, I used to
still
stand
using
up. So like, I had a design agency at the time. I'd be, hi, I'm Joel from Salop Creative, and we can help people with graphic design, including business cards, stationery, leaflets, brochures, websites. If you'd like to have a chat, come and call me. I'm sure I'll be able to help you out. Thank you for listening.
did anyone ever call you?
No. Did they fuck? And then I got bored of that and went like, hi, I'm Joel. I'm really good at colouring in. I never go over the lines. If you want to know what the fuck that means, come and have a chat, and that worked way better. But it still wasn't perfect. Where now, like, when I'm asked to introduce myself, I'm like, hi, I'm Joel. I help owner managed businesses overcome growth problems so that they can scale profitably. If you want to talk about how I can help you, come and have a chat. If not, also cool. See you later, pal.
Would you add in like I also really like fucking
Rocky.
Ninja Turtles if you want to talk about that too.
Well, in my day, they were called the Hero Turtles, Martha, just saying.
Were they?
Yeah, so when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon came to the UK, for some reason, UK broadcasting decided that was too violent of a word.
Hero.
Ninja.
Oh.
So they changed it to Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
And it never took off.
Well, that only happened for that particular cartoon series.
Ninja is too aggressive.
Then, yeah.
Wow.
Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
But still the same guys. Rafiki, what's his name? Raphael?
Rafiki.
Raphael.
Rafiki, that well-known Renaissance painter.
I was more thinking the guy from The Lion King.
Yeah, I know, but all the turtles are named after Renaissance painters.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. Raphael, Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo.
Okay.
You on board now?
Yeah. Oh, it's been a day. That drive back, I hiccuped once and I thought I was going to throw up.
Martha, you brushed your teeth and thought you were going to throw up.
Could you hear me through the wall?
No, because you were at the other end of the corridor.
Honestly, that was bad. I was in the shower as well and the steam just hit me all.
I got up at 8 and had a half an hour shower listening to heavy metal.
Your neighbours must have loved
I didn't have any. I was at the end. I was on the end.
Ideal.
So I wasn't being selfish, and I was like, if it's going to get this hangover away from me, it is moshing on my own in the shower.
I feel like that's the opposite of what anybody needs. Also, a tiny shower.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it was like literally being in a mosh pit because it kept banging into the wall. So yeah, I don't know what was going through my head. I think I was doom scrolling because I was hungover, and then Enter Shikari, who were like a alt metal band in the early noughties, came up on my TikTok. I was like, oh, I remember that song. That was fucking wicked. Put that on, got in the shower, and then I was like, bleh.
Did you notice how they attached the shampoo to the wall now? So you can't steal it.
Oh really?
Yeah. And it was like only half full as well. I don't know whether that was just because
fuck is going to hotels and stealing shampoo
everybody,
bottles?
Not a whole bottle, but they
Ross
used to give
from
you like
Friends, he
the
does that.
miniatures. Well, yeah, exactly.
Oh no, the miniatures are for taking. Surely you're not going to leave them behind. No one's going to use half a miniature. You get a new one, don't you?
Yeah.
But I think they're being more environmentally conscious now by having refillable big bottles, and you don't nick them because you're not a knob.
And they're also attached to the wall.
Well, now they're stuck to the wall because apparently people do nick them.
I feel like they do. People nick the dressing gowns, slippers. That one was a bit crusty in my room, so I decided.
What was your dressing gown? They never fit me. I'm a giant human. You imagine it'd be like I'd maybe get an arm in.
At one point last night, Jace was like, "Where's Joel?" I was like, "Just look up. You'll just be able to see him because he'll be like a foot above everybody else."
Yeah, it is weird.
Always find you in a crowd. It's great.
Yeah, where's Joel? He's dancing very aggressively to a song that is not in any way related to dancing. He's on the waltzers doing gun signs in the sky. Fucking lunatic. Right, I thought of a tip.
Yeah, hit me with it.
Always follow up.
How so with networking?
So, like, for example, we had 4 clients at our Christmas party last night. I should send them all a voice note to thank them for coming.
Yeah.
Which I will do this afternoon. But if you've been to breakfast networking and had a conversation with 6 to 7 people, send them all a voice note telling them how wonderful it was to meet them and how it was good to chat about X, Y, and Z, and you're looking forward to seeing them again. Because, guess what? No one else will. They'll say they will, but they won't.
Like, I bet, people have, like, QR codes to scan, so you have their details. I bet you'll be the only person that day who will
actually follow up.
Yeah,
because people don't. They just say they do. And, like, I had it the week, so last Friday, I won an award. Ooh, go me.
Oh, yeah, we haven't spoken about that on the podcast.
200 odd people in the room, and some people actually took the time to send me a voice note or a text to congratulate me, but to also mention something I'd said. And I was like really, really touched by that, and like we'll never forget the people that did that. That's good networking, even though that's not what their intention was. I was like, yeah, if I ever need a boiler, I'm coming to you, pal.
Was Dean there?
It wasn't Dean, but was it Dean? No, Dean did message me actually. He did, yeah. No, Dean did message me, but like there was other boiler fitters too. But yeah, yeah. It's just like Follow-up's massive and underrated. And I don't mean follow-up like I've sent you a quote and I'm going to chase you every day until you reply back the quote. If someone's ghosting you on the quote, you've probably not overcome an objection. So you should go back and unpick the thread and be like, oh, you're not getting back to me, but I hope everything's okay. I know you've got your kids' school play coming up. And it was just playing on my mind because I actually did Wind in the Willows when I was at school too. Looking forward to seeing you soon. See you later. They'll reply to that. Probably think you're a weirdo, but like that's what you have to do. Pay attention. Listen to what people say. How have you remembered that? Well, because it was interesting. I wanted to be Mr. Toad, but I had to be Ratty. Like, just like
I'm the worst with. I don't know. Like I know someone's name. Like when you meet six people, and I know it in my head, but I'm scared to say it in case it's wrong. And I just have to like verbal diarrhea it out and be like, yeah, thanks.
You start giving people different names, like nicknames. Like Wardy. Poor Ian.
That was his own nickname that he told me about. He should have told me about it.
See, I call Ben Knight BK. No one else does.
I call him BK.
Hey, BK.
It's cool.
Yeah.
But it also sounds a bit like Beaky, so it's good he doesn't have a big nose.
Jesus. What else are we talking about, Marv?
Okay, so
how'd you shift your mindset to be able to do this? Because like when I started in business, I was a little bit shy, let's say, and a little bit insular, and I'd hide behind my phone and stand in the corner of the room, where I'm not that guy now. And all it was like a bit of a shift in what's the worst that can happen. Like, because fear of judgment's bollocks. Like, there's going to be people that don't like you, get used to it. That's fine. And then once you get past that, it kind of becomes fun. Like, even just like silly things. Like last night when we were at the party, there was like a show on the stage, and a woman on the table in front of us stood up to film it. Like she's going to watch that with her family when she gets home. I don't know what the fuck that was. But I was just like, excuse me, we sit down. People can't see. And then I became the hero of about 5 tables around us.
But she thought Jay said that, and she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
Did she?
Yeah.
It was probably because I didn't say, excuse me, would you sit down? I said, will you sit the fuck down? But she was just like in the way of everyone.
On a chair as well.
Yeah, did she stand on the chair? Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. There's 1,200 people trying to look at a stage, and you've stood in front of about 400 of them.
To be fair, whenever we're in an environment and there's something to be said, like you're so quick on it.
That is my superpower. It's amazing I've not been killed, but I don't know. Like I say it with a glint in my eye. Like it's a bit of a networking thing as well. It's like I'm going to say what everyone wants to say because it needs to be said, and then everyone's like, "Oh, don't worry, Joel will sort it." And I think like as long as you don't get cocky or aggressive with it. I mean, maybe telling someone to sit the fuck down is a little bit aggressive, but I meant it with love. That's how I overcome my anxiety in those environments. To be honest, that is my mindset shift.
Just
turn up to 11.
Yeah.
Like if you try and be like a 7 out of 10, it's just not going to happen. So just fucking whack up the volume. This is like. It's like if you were presenting on the radio or on TV or on stage, you have to turn up the volume. You have to get your message across. And it's the same in a networking environment. You can't just go in and act like you're in the pub with your mates. It's not the same.
So if you're not breakfast networking, you're not networking in the pub, where else can you network? You network everywhere. I guess you
Christmas
never know.
Parties.
Well, networking within your own community is
Masterminds, the Chamber of Trades. Set up your own networking stuff. 5-a-side.
Golf. Networking is everywhere, like
Track
more than
days.
you would even think about it. Yep. Because you never know who you're going to meet, where the opportunity could be.
Yeah, I think so. And like conferences is a good one actually. Expos. Like put yourself in an environment where people like you might be.